Chip witches.
Yeah, them just they delicious.
They hit
bro.
every night.
They do hit it every night. I had one earlier. It was not an Oreo one, an M&M one. But
Really?
you guys are ready? You guys are cook up?
He got the chocolate chip. He got the goody chip witches.
I like the
Yeah,
chocolate chip
facts.
ones.
And welcome back into another episode of Dime Piece and Parlays.
Yeah, we're here. Let's go. Let's cook up.
Ready with our boy Sway and a great guest appearance tonight by our boy Jake Hubler joining the show.
We're here.
Yeah,
He's
what's
here.
going on? What's going on?
It's
How
crazy.
We doing?
You know what's crazy? That
Talk to me.
The only episode that I ever missed
Yep.
where you recorded or we recorded was his episode.
Yep.
Season one.
Season
Way
one.
back.
Season one.
But he's back. He's back. He's in the studio. He
It's
got
nice
a
to be back.
microphone.
Uh-huh.
We lit. Let's
It's
cook
totally
up.
different now.
The
Right.
winner's here.
Right.
The winner's here. Like,
We-
this guy know how to win parlays. This guy, he's him.
Yeah.
Every now and again.
Of course. It's great because we were recording like in the kitchen on the table, and now here we
Facts.
are in the studio a couple years later.
My man was like, he's like, I'm not coming back to you guys. Set that shit up and have
I was
it
waiting on you,
professional.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
Hey, the table was nice. It was a good build.
Yeah,
Facts.
okay.
But
That was a
he
setup.
He got to build the center table for us though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll start kind of recapping March Madness. So we wanted to have Ubes on, obviously, but it really felt appropriate after our March Madness bracket, Dime Piece and Parlays. We do it, everybody in the group, and you went crazy with it. Beat everybody by 6, like you said, a mile. You had Purdue winning the whole thing. Unfortunately, UConn did get you.
UConn did win.
I know you're
Yeah.
hype about
Did me
that.
dirty
Back to
yesterday.
back. Yo, it's crazy because like if you actually would have bet on anything that you had on that sheet, you would have been
I
up
would've
at
made
least
some
like
money.
10 grand, bro, easily.
I choked. And honestly, like all my brackets, speaking of my bracket, I should have picked Houston, you know, like thinking back, like, you know, I wanted to make like, you know, the big upset and whatever. It is what it is, but it still turned out pretty well for me.
Yo,
I'd say.
every time
Yeah.
Mikey was going back to the bracket after the night, it was like check. I'm like, yo, this guy don't miss.
Mhm.
For a little bit there, I think it was like your East region, you were like literally perfect. I
Yeah,
think
he
you
went
missed
like
one of
7
those
for
one
8.
region, yeah.
I think you missed one game the entire
Yeah.
region.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. And it was funny too because you like made the run and had the Elite 8, Final 4, everything like to a T, which is outside of that Houston. You
How did you go?
Yeah,
How do you
like,
base
yeah.
your picks on? Like it was just like
Like basically betting throughout the year, I kind of just accrued a little bit of knowledge here and there. Oh, I remember this team. I was betting on them. They were doing pretty well for me.
Yeah.
I mean, UConn, Houston, and a couple of those other teams were like pretty good workhorses for me throughout the years while I was betting. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I just based it off of. I
He
mean,
went-
there wasn't much analytics going on, believe me.
nah, that's a fact, but shit.
Yeah.
You should have kept betting though.
I know. I should have kept. So, I mean, listen, I did bet a little bit. And I made a little bit of money on March
Yeah.
Madness. But, I mean, if I followed my picks on, you know, the chart, it would have been amazing.
You
but
would have took
yeah.
a month off of work.
obviously,
I promise
oh,
you.
yeah, definitely.
Facts.
100%.
For
I just
sure,
wasn't
bro.
too confident,
know.
but, I mean, here we are, so.
Bro, but after week 1, you should have known like, the first week I got 7 out of 8.
Yeah.
The second week I probably hit perfect.
He was pretty close on like I think right around
Yeah,
like
I
the
had a
second
couple
round,
games.
Elite 8, Sweet 16. That run right there, you were
Yeah, he
Yeah,
took
it was like after the round of 32, I think, is when I really had some good picks.
you
Bro.
took it from me too.
Once you took the lead, like there was nobody
feeling
catching up to you. I was
Yeah.
like probably in third, chasing third the whole time.
it. Yeah.
Kaylee was ahead of me.
Yeah,
She picked a lot of good games.
She tied Bill in the end at third
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But
Bill was close. Me and Jaron was pretty close like throughout the matchups, but then I was just chalked after Duke went down, Gonzaga went down. I was cooked. I'm
Hey,
like, oh shit.
you did call UConn to win it for a second year in a row, so props to that.
Facts.
I think what was crazy, I saw a stat today that was like if you were, you know, a fan of UConn and just bet the spread in the last 2 years, you would be in millions. Like just you wouldn't have to work again. Essentially, they've covered the spread for every game in the last 2 years, which is truly like a dominant performance. It'll be interesting to see if their coach takes that deal in Kentucky now that Calipari's out, but
I think so.
what a dominate team.
Calipari just left. He's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, he went to Arkansas. But
He got a bag
Well,
though.
I mean, it's a new environment for him. I think
Yeah.
he needs a new spot. So
I think he just
Yeah.
needed the pressure off his back already. He's like, yo, if I'm gonna retire in my last 5 years, like I'm gonna go out like peacefully. Like
yeah.
nobody wants that pressure. Like last season, yo, you gotta win. Your last 3 seasons, every season that he would have had in his last 5 years, it would have been pressure, and they would have put all those pressure on those kids, and it probably would have just looked bad for him. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, who knows? Arkansas can
I know they
become something.
yeah.
Honestly,
Coaches-
because he's
Great
there.
point.
coaches make teams in college though. That's like a big factor in sports when it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
to collegiate sports, and like you need those kind of coaches. Like, you need big names. You need guys that's been proven
Yeah.
to win, guys that know what to do. And not only that, guys that can deal with a lot of different personalities, because people may think, oh, you could just draw up plays and draw up defenses.
No.
But it's much bigger than just that. Like, being able to communicate with players, being a players coach, being there for your players, and players actually trusting you, because you could have a whole team of top 1 division athletes, and it just doesn't work out because they don't have trust in their coach, or the coach makes the wrong decision. But we'll see what happens with him.
I know, but I will say, we were watching the game last night. You were thinking Purdue. Like, talk to me. Like,
yeah, the entire time I was thinking Purdue. Since the beginning of the tournament, I thought they were gonna win.
They had Eddie.
I just thought, Edie, I thought he was gonna just go off, and he had a great game. You can't.
How much
blame
he
him.
dropped last night?
I couldn't tell you his exact scoreline.
He was
but
at
he
20-6 at one point there in the second.
Yeah,
he
it
was
was early in the second. He had at least 20 points. So,
Yeah.
he was balling. I went to bed, put $5 on them to win by 1 to 10, and that didn't hit.
Not even close.
But it was worth a shot, and I still had confidence in them by the time I went to bed, like halfway through the second or something like that.
If you notice, like, the last 4 games for UConn, like, they lost the lead, and then once they gained it back, it was like it's over. Like,
They blew them out.
Just,
They blew
just
everyone out.
demolish everybody.
just dominant, consistent, and just that's how you win a championship, to be honest. Back-to-back years, defend your title like that. Hey,
To
shout out to UConn. Great call, so I honestly
to
call
think
it again.
that both women's and men's could have been champions.
Facts. But I will say, South Carolina, they won the women's side. They were dominant. I don't think they
They
lost
were.
the game.
38
this
no.
year.
They were. There was a
38
lot of bad calls.
Dude,
though,
they're like 109-3 in the past 3 seasons. Like, that's ridiculous.
That is kind of wild.
I think the women's is more dominant than the men, right?
I think they said
Well,
more
yeah.
people, watched the women's final than the
It was
men's
the
final,
most
actually.
watched game in the past 5 years or something like that for
Wow,
like pro
facts.
sports, 18.7
Wow.
million or something.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Caitlin Clark really put.
And imagine how many
much
people
on
were
notice,
streaming
too.
it.
Yeah, how
you
many-
know, that's not even streaming numbers.
But I think women's basketball is in a good position right now.
Good.
There's a lot of
Good, good, good.
stars.
Yeah.
But
Some
probably
heavy
only
hitters.
college.
Yeah.
I don't know. The WNBA is just hard to, people just aren't into it.
Yeah.
College people are into
I
it.
think that comes down to like coaches too and promotion. I think they're getting a little more promotion now, like with athletes going to the games and
Definitely.
NBA players showing up to support them. There's a lot of great talent out
Yeah.
there.
A lot of
You
a
got
lot of
some
big college
shooters.
players going in there.
Yeah.
It's amazing, like, just to see, like, the athlete now in college sports.
You had a woman compete against Curry in the
Yeah.
All-Star game. Like
Sabrina, yeah.
those are superstars.
I mean,
and
she held her own.
she did.
Speaking
And
of
then Curry came and just buried her.
Yeah.
speaking of superstars, so obviously we got Jake here tonight. It's great to have you here on the
Yeah, the
Yes,
guys
on the
that do
pod.
shit.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to be here.
Last
Happy
time
to be back.
we were talking 2 years ago, big into gym and fitness. What have you been up to? What have you been working on in the gym? Staying consistent with that. Looking great, right?
Appreciate
Before
it.
you mention that,
This
let's
guy.
celebrate my boy actually got to 180 pounds, which he's been trying to
Hey,
get
there we
to
go.
for like the
I
last
love
6
that,
Yeah,
right?
months.
I appreciate you.
We like that.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
We
I mean,
like that.
I've been eating my ass off
Yeah.
as much as I can, like to the point of sickness. Eating till failure.
Yeah.
Staying consistent in the gym.
I like that.
Work is definitely helping me out with that. Being active all day and stuff like that.
But I'll give it to you. You a trooper, bro. You
Yeah.
travel for work and then come home, work out, and then wake up and do it all over again. It's like
Yeah.
that takes a lot of dedication, especially when you're trying to put on weight. And then the other day he came out, he like, yo, I got some news for you. I'm like, what's up? He like, yo, I finally hit 180 pounds. I'm like, oh shit, let's go, because
Shit took me forever.
bro, it's been like a year he's been trying to get there, and it's tough, bro. You would think like people like really try to gain weight, they can't, and then the people that's really trying to lose weight can't do it either. So it's like it's the same battle. Like I'm trying to gain weight and you trying to lose it, and it's super hard for us. And you got there, like
Yeah.
my
Still
boy,
grinding.
my boy's
I
cooking
like
up.
that.
Grind's not done yet.
Yeah.
Still got to keep
Facts.
working at it. See how big we can get.
I was gonna say, any goals coming up in the gym you're working on specifically?
Yeah, I mean,
or?
I just want to get stronger. I want to get a little bit bigger. I'd like to be 190. Not saying I'm gonna be like 190, lean out of my gills, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna, put on a little bit more weight, put on a little bit more happy weight. Summer it'd be nice to be nice and shredded, but
Yeah.
hey, it'll put on some chubby weight.
It'll be there. It'll be there.
That shit is tough, bro. Like I see a lot of people like Lewis. Lewis is working out and shit.
Yep.
It's like,
Hey, shout
he's
out
working,
Lil.
bro, he's trying and trying. Like he's dedicated, but sometimes like that's a mission that's gonna take you more than just a couple of weeks, and like
Yeah.
you gotta stay mentally like focused on that shit. Like for me, I can't work out, bro. Like
It's
this
years
this
of
guy has a
consistency.
top notch. He
You've been
goes to a
working on
top
it.
notch gym and be like, yo,
Yeah.
just come with me. And just, for some reason, I just can't get
Bro,
to it.
$10 a month. I'll get you in.
Yeah,
I was gonna-
whatever you
pool.
want.
I was gonna say you switched now because it was Crunch when we last talked
Yeah.
to you, and now you're in Universal now.
Yeah, Crunch wasn't too bad, but over the years, Crunch has only gotten more packed. And around the 5,
Yeah.
6, 7 o'clock hour, like you're
Yeah.
going in there and it's a horde of people.
Yeah,
And so now I go to Universal, and a million times better. There's, half the people, but it's just the gym is 3 times the size, so you can't really beat it.
Is
A bunch
it
of
cleaner?
amenities. 100% cleaner. They have a staff going around all the time, a maintenance staff, which is the biggest thing. Crunch is falling apart, and they don't want to hire a maintenance guy.
Yeah.
So let me stop ranting about that.
Nah,
but,
talk your shit, 'cause that's,
but yeah,
that's how people really feel though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. I mean, I go there on the weekends. They have they have tanning beds and stuff like that. Universal doesn't have that. And, like, not that I'm tanning all the time. I work outside half the time, but it's nice to, instead of having that farmer's tan all the time, it's nice to get the whole body a little
Get
tan.
it,
You
yeah.
know,
For sure.
I like that.
But,
do you for people that like really take the time to work out, like,
Mhm.
do you think it's worth the membership that you pay?
Yeah, so I mean, Universal is expensive. I'm paying, over $70 a month for it. And like, do I think it's worth it? Like, I think because of the fact that I love the gym so much, I go all the time. Like, I want to pay to go somewhere that when I walk inside the gym, I can find a bench, I can find a squat rack, I can go deadlift, I can do anything without having to wait half an hour to find a rack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the best part about Universal. Now, is there anything wrong with Planet Fitness? No. Am I going to pay to go to Planet Fitness? They just don't have benches and stuff like that. So, I can't necessarily work out the way I want to. That's why I go to Universal. It's a lot easier for me. But, I mean, if you pay $10 a month to go to Crunch and you're able to go in the middle of the day when nobody's there, it's the best gym ever.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, there's really no difference between gyms except for what has certain equipment and other stuff like that. But
when you pay the premium for those memberships in those gyms, do you feel like when you walk into the gym, there's people with, like, your physique and, like, the same mission that you have, or is it like more like the younger people coming out of school or whatever the case may be, elderly people just trying to stay in shape? Like, do you think, like, when you pay that premium, you get to surround yourself around the people that you really want to be around?
Well, this is definitely, I mean, that gym is definitely in like a nice area.
For sure.
You know, it's nice, a lot of people, a lot of families and stuff like that. They have good family plans. So, I mean, like, you can take your family of 6 in there for $150 a month. They have a kids club, a pool, saunas, multiple workout rooms,
massive.
the whole 9 yards. So, I mean, is that gym worth it? I would say 100%. If you use it to its fullest capacity.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
do I do that?
Probably not.
Not as
Maybe
much as
not
I probably
everything.
should, but I would say that paying that much is worth me getting into the gym at 6 o'clock every night and being able to walk up to any rack, any machine, being able to use it. Nobody's in front of me. Like, not to say that that doesn't happen sometimes. Like, sometimes you can't find a machine or someone's on it and you want to use it. You just wait a little bit, but no more than 5 minutes. I used to go to Crunch at 6:30. And I'd be standing off to the left, waiting for the racks for half an hour. I drank my pre-workout 45 minutes ago, and I'm starting to lose it, dude. Like, let's go.
And that's perfect for you too, because like the last thing you want to do is just like wait for a bench after the long day that you have, and just like you're trying to, kind of keep it moving. So,
Especially after
keep
that
it pushing.
convenience and
hour and a half there, hour and a half back. Like, I don't want to wait another half an hour and then get home at 8:30. Like, it's already hard enough to eat and stuff like that.
Shit.
So, finding meals here, there, whatever. Ugh.
Yeah. Guy's a beast.
Yeah, you gotta link up
trying.
with this guy. He's definitely dedicated to that. Like, I'll give you a lot of props for that.
I appreciate
sure.
it. I appreciate
I
it.
can't get myself to the gym for nothing.
We'll
bro.
get you there. We'll get you there. I promise.
Any new skills you picked up as well in the last 2 years? Very good with your hands. Like, we know that. But
yeah,
No
I
Diddy.
mean, no Diddy. No Diddy. No Diddy. Nah, so I was working for my dad last time I did the podcast, and in that time I actually ended up going to a different job, which is I was a property management. I worked for the property management company for this complex. And so that was the best thing that I could have done because it allowed me to get out on my own and kind of, go to a place that wasn't going to treat me as their child almost. You know what I mean? Like, yo, dude, like, you got to start doing shit. So I would say I got a lot more independent and a lot more knowledge in my field of work. And so it's really translated a lot going back to now working with my dad, Any new skills, really? Honestly, since the last time I was on the pod, I've gambled way more than I've ever gambled.
I was gonna say
so
those are the
that's
skills
a
you
big
picked
change.
up.
Yeah, that's a skill that I
that
picked
has.
up is gambling. Not that I'm anywhere, making a shit ton of money or anything like that, but I've definitely started gambling a lot more.
I was gonna say I see a lot of wins though out of your corner.
Yeah,
Usually,
sometimes.
you're very smart because I think the problem and I think a lot of early gamblers see is like, hey, let's try to go out for the big money. But I think what you've really tried to do is let's just win. Whether it's like 5 to win $30,
5 to win 30, 10 to win 10.
And you're always
take the
staying in the
straight
green.
bets,
Yeah, that's very smart because I feel like
Take
a
the straight
lot of,
bets.
especially me, I just be seeing things. And
I
trying to
knew
go for the
I knew he
downside.
was I knew he was tapped into the gambling shit when It's like 1:00 in the afternoon, and he's sending soccer
Oh,
parlays.
Soccer parlays, and they're hitting
You're
too.
cooking, yeah.
This
Yeah.
man is.
I've
bet-
never seen that. He's
this man is-
consistent with soccer.
I don't even watch soccer. I just have
No.
bet on it so much that I know what's going on.
Bro,
Yeah.
this man bets on chicken races, turtle races.
Oh wow, that.
Hey man,
Hey, he wins.
you know?
But you win though.
If you
like,
win,
yeah.
you win.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what it is
important.
like. For us, like when we bet, it's like, all right, let's take player props. You stood away from that completely. Like,
Yeah,
Nah,
I've been
yeah.
trying to stay
let's
away
take
from that a
the
little bit.
let's take the spreads. Let's take the money lines. Let's take the over and unders.
Or
Like,
even players' lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why not go to one game and whatever? Maybe Joel Embiid just got back and his line is 6.5 for rebounds. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you take that? You know what I mean? Of course
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that for -110. I'll put $10 on it, make $9. Here I am with $19
Oh,
at the end of the night.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
he's,
That's
he's,
such a good
he's surgical
clean
with
out,
it, bro. He's surgical.
Dude, that's
for
how you
sure.
have to be. I'm serious because it feels like even if you lose, you still like offset it and even out with like.
Yeah.
Everyone wants
Yeah.
the big parlay, and we've all hit the big.
Yeah.
We've
I
all
know.
hit a big parlay, which is
Especially-
the best part.
Especially football too. You're
No,
very,
I used to kill football.
I
You know
know.
what I mean? Which is the best part. But the thing is, like, betting is
Yeah.
not a sprint. It's a marathon.
Yeah.
You know, it's the long run, Sure, you'll hit the big ones every now and again, but it's the long run. You
Yeah.
want to take the little steps here and there, That's what gets you
And then
the money.
you win the big one and you put it all right back.
All
in.
right back into it.
I,
Yeah.
I love how our group
Been
chat
there, done
around
that.
like what 6:00 today. Yubes is like, here's $1 to win like what?
Dollar to win 24.5
You're like, this is the
thousand.
parlay of them all.
Listen,
like, this
how-
is the one that
parlay
changed
to
my-
end all parlays.
How many dollar bets have I turned in for $80,
$80,
$90,
$100,
$100, $170?
$10 to
bro.
win 1,000.
You're the king of $1 bets. You're the
Fact.
king of staying in the green.
And you're the worst fucking 3-ball better
Hey,
ever.
Oh, I don't want to talk about golf
Let-
and Mikey,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got
I've
the
been
hat
locked
on.
in. I
As a
got all the
matter of fact,
analytics
it
this
all
weekend.
it all changes this week.
You know
The
what?
Masters,
Let's get into that because you were the 3-ball king at one point, and then you started chalking us. It got to
Yeah.
the point where Mikey was giving us free bets on Friday. Like,
I-
take my
Yeah,
bet.
bonus bets.
Take my bet. If I
It-
lose, I give you a bet back on
Shit.
Friday.
It has.
And he was giving free bets for like a month.
Yeah, it
Talk
has.
to
And then he had to stop because he was losing money.
it was just like really rough. A lot of the golf bets. It's been a wild season, kind of on the PGA Tour. Winners kind of diverse, like Pavan.
Bro,
a
you
big
dropped
Pavan
the
fan.
ball, bro. I used to have a lot of hope in
I
you,
gotta
my
give
boy.
I gotta give Yubes credit for riding with me there because I mean there was some times where
We
I was
used to, bro,
just-
but we was like 17 weeks in
Mikey
a row.
owes me like
he
$300.
he definitely hit a three ball before I did, but all that goes out the window.
I've hit a couple 3 balls.
You know what it is?
This week we're in the Masters.
He
so
he don't
this
bet
is
with
it.
emotion, but who you taking this week? Since this is your cup of tea.
All right, so
the hat is here.
all right,
Your
so
man is behind you. Take us away, like, cause we
Shout-
don't know
Yeah,
too much
man,
about.
it's-
shout out Tiger with the
Shout
Sunday
out
red.
Tiger.
I think he makes the cut this week. He looks great. It's amazing. 47, about to be 48. Just all the injuries, everything. He's still playing. Loves the competitive drive. I'm gonna say Scotty Scheffler gets it done this week. I think he's clear in doubt.
Scheffler?
He's been the guy. So
I wasn't expecting you to say that, but
Scotty. I'm saying. I know. So
didn't he take off last week too?
he did. Yeah, he did. Look, we were going into the players a couple weeks ago. I said take $200. Sunday night we'll be here $1,200 up, and I didn't take it because I was
Yeah.
like,
Because you weren't
some
too
things could
confident.
happen. But sure enough, he wins. I'm not picking up against him this time. I will say for everybody out there, look into like finishing position, like top 10, top 20s, like looking at a couple.
so give us
guys.
top 5 and right now.
All right, so I would say like look at Scotty for a top 10. Look at Hideki Matsuyama for a top 10. I know your boy Xander. You like Xander.
Xander's gonna be
He
a
makes
top
you a lot
5.
of
We
money.
need 2 more. We need 2
All right,
more.
2 more. I'll give you Joaquin Neiman, Billy's boy. I think he plays well.
He's really good.
And then give me my boy Ludwig, my 401k account.
There you
right
go.
there.
Take
Yeah.
take those guys, and if you chalk that, just come back.
Come
and
back
tell
to
him
Come
me.
back. I'll give you a
he's
bonus bet.
chalk
Yeah.
artist.
And then I'll pass you to Ubes for a better bet.
Yeah,
probably,
next
you know.
next
Yeah.
week we'll see how that
Yeah.
bet holds up.
But who you got anybody for that? You going with your boy Xander?
Yeah, so I got Xander and somebody else.
I think
Rory,
Rory, right,
Xander
yeah,
and
you got my
Rory
boy.
to finish in the top 5.
Rory, I'm surprised you didn't take Rory.
So
Dude,
Rory's
Rory's
saying
like
this-
back and forth.
I'm trying. Like, he's never won the Masters. I want to
he got
believe.
too much money.
I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like every year it's like, is this the
but
year?
he keeps getting
Is this the
invited, so I
year?
mean, does it even matter?
Oh
Of
yeah,
course, 'cause
he'll
he
always-
brings
he'll
in the
always-
fans.
Oh, yeah,
so-
100%.
He'll always be
100%.
there. But shout out Speed too. If Speed does it. Shout out my boy A Miller. See
We're good.
if he does it. But so
Yep.
I know you're taking Tiger probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Talia. Guys.
It's like $1
love
to
it.
win 400 or something like that. Probably.
Oh my
Why
God.
not? You know.
But I think $1 wins you like 150.
I'm excited. I would
Sure.
check it out. If you want to guarantee, take Scotty though. So
If you want to guarantee, take
don't
Tiger.
take his golf parlays.
I'm not an
It's-
accountant. I do
Oh,
not promote gambling bets.
He's a collegiate
I am.
golfer and can't fucking win bets.
I will say like this year's been rough, but on a good
Last
year.
year you was on the hot streak.
We changed it. We changed it this week, so we changed it this week. We
Alright,
got
let's do
Hughes. We got the right vibes. I feel right.
We're gonna bring Hughes
I feel
back
3-ball
after
coming.
this. We're gonna bring Hughes back next week.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we
see how
gotta
this
see
all
Yeah.
files out.
On
I like it.
Fall. You gotta pull up to more shows, bro. More episodes.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
definitely. I'm
This-
totally down.
This has been
you
great.
know,
This has been great. For always, check us out, Apple Podcasts and YouTube. It's been great having Hughes join the show.
the mustache is coming back.
The mustache, the original Morgan Wallen, the
Yes,
problem
sir.
child, like they
Yeah.
say.
He had it before all you guys out here was just rocking the shit out of it.
Y'all copied me. That's
Yeah, I
all
gotta
say.
chill.
I hear it in the city.
I wish
all the
you would have
time.
had that when we went to Nashville, bro.
I know. It's funny because I shaved my
Like-
mustache or whatever. I shaved my mullet and everything before we went to Nashville.
He
It
He
was
was
crazy.
looking like he was in high school.
Yeah,
Clean
pretty
cut.
much.
Clean
But-
cut.
But
My boy's here. We're gonna bring him back. He's part of the team. He just be doing his thing, like you see. He's a workout
be a little
artist.
busy
but
sometimes, but I'm trying to make it as much as I can.
I
but
like
that's the big homie. He's part of the team, like
For sure.
1-on-1.
So I
It's been a great episode with my guys. It's up and it's stuck. Take care, guys. One.